You know the ritual. It's 2:47 a.m. You can't sleep, so you do what 87% of Americans do when anxiety hijacks their nervous system. You open your banking app. You start the calculation. Again, $247 until Friday. Gas is $60, groceries are $120 if you're strategic. That pharmacy copay you've been avoiding, $45. The credit card minimum, $35. The math works, technically, but one flat tire, one unexpected invoice, one anything, and the whole Jenga tower collapses. Now imagine a different number on that screen. Not a salary, not a bonus that disappears into taxes, a stream, $1,000 that arrives every month, whether you clock in or not, whether your boss is happy or not, whether the economy is stable or not. This is the 1K rule. It's not the number that makes you rich, it's the number that makes you sane. Here's what neuroscience research confirms. Your brain has a primal voice, an ancient survival mechanism constantly running worst-case simulations. Job loss, medical emergency, car breaks down, eviction notice. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, this voice isn't paranoid, it's accurate. According to 2025 data, 69% of Americans report that financial uncertainty makes them feel depressed and anxious, up 8% from just 2 years ago. Northwestern Mutual. That $1,000 per month, it's roughly enough to cover your grocery bill, utilities, insurance, the basics that keep the walls from closing in. This isn't rich money, but here's what it does. It changes the distance between a catastrophe and a minor inconvenience from 0 to a universe. Your nervous system stops treating every day like a survival exam. The primal voice, it finally shuts up, just enough for you to think clearly for the first time in years. Let's talk about decision-making quality. You sit across from your potential employer. They lowball you. You know you're worth more, but the rent is due in 11 days and your current boss is a nightmare. You take the offer. Same interview, same lowball, but this time you have $1,000 coming in passively. It's not retirement money, but it means you can afford to walk away. You can afford to negotiate. You can afford to say, I appreciate the offer, but I'm looking for $15,000 more. One version takes the bad deal, the other creates the better deal. According to the average American monthly expenses data, households spend about $6,545 per month, but the survival basics, food, shelter, utilities, are roughly $1,800 to $2,200 per month. Ramsey Solutions. That $1,000, it's covering half of your baseline existence, and in doing so, it's giving you something the ultra-wealthy have always had, the ability to say no. Financial desperation is a cognitive impairment. Scared money doesn't negotiate. Scared money doesn't start businesses. Scared money doesn't leave toxic environments. Wealthy people avoid this impairment by having a buffer between themselves and disaster. You don't need to be rich to have that buffer. You need $1,000 per month. Congratulations, you did it. You hit your first $1,000 in passive income. And then your brain does something catastrophically stupid. It treats it like a salary raise. Suddenly, you're not buying the store brand cereal anymore. You're at Whole Foods, the $4 oat milk, the organic free-range everything. You upgrade your car lease. You move to a slightly nicer apartment, just $200 more per month. You deserve it, right? Wrong. This is the lifestyle sprint, not a slow creep, but a full-throttle identity upgrade. Your brain is trying to match your self-image to your income, and in doing so, you just cooked the goose for dinner. Let me explain the math you just destroyed. That $1,000 per month represents roughly $300,000 in invested assets, using a conservative 4% withdrawal rate. If you spend it, you're essentially paying $300,000 for an oat milk upgrade, the most expensive coffee in human history. But if you reinvest it, Year 1, your $1,000 per month compounds. Year 3, you're at $2,500 per month. Year 5, you hit $5,000 per month. Year 8, $10,000 per month. The path from $1,000 to $10,000 is shorter than the path from 0 to $1,000 because your psychology has already been rewired. You understand the game now. You've tasted freedom. But only if you don't spend the first stream. Here's what the wealthy understand that broke people don't. Money doesn't grow linearly. It grows exponentially. At $1,000 per month passive income, you've reached escape velocity. You're no longer fighting gravity. Every dollar you reinvest multiplies faster because it's stacking on an existing foundation. The math: $1,000 per month equals about $300,000 in assets. Reinvest for 5 years at 8% average return. Your portfolio grows by $100,000 increments every few years without extra effort. Compound interest calculator data shows that the magic isn't in the rate, it's in the time and reinvestment. This is why the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, obsesses over this threshold. It's not about retiring at 30, it's about crossing the anxiety line so you can think strategically instead of desperately. Invest